Okay, we've had a few more people join us, so I'm just going to get started. Um, Thank you all for joining, and welcome to the CAS 360 New Features webinar for April 2026. We have actually got a few new people in here. We've had a lot of new clients come on board lately, so there's a few people I maybe not met or who aren't quite sure who I am. I'm Connor. I look after everything pretty much post-sales here for CAS 360 in the UK at the moment. If you've got any questions or queries throughout today, please either let me know. There's a Q&A section open. You can ask questions in there and we'll come to them at the end, or you can give me a ring or drop me an email after the session if you would like a bit more one-to-one specific question and answers. Um, we'll click the right screen, that would help. Just to give you a little overview of what the kind of plan of action is for today. It won't be one of our heavier webinars, so it should be quite easy to digest, and it shouldn't take up too much of your time, I'm hoping as well, so I can give you a bit of an extra lunch break back. Um, this April edition of the CAS 360 New Features webinar will follow a pretty standard template for those of you who have been here before. What I would really like to do is run through a couple of Companies House updates that we've had to keep you all informed and in line with what's going on. Give you some sort of status updates on some of the questions and queries and fixes that have been ongoing over the past sort of month to 2 months. We have had a couple of new releases over the course of April as well. There's one which I think you'll all really like, which I'll leave to the end to keep you all super excited for some more COSEC work. But there are a couple more bits which I would like to revisit as well. As I mentioned, there's a few registrants here today who haven't been to one of these before. And I think there's a couple of really key bits which we also covered last month, which link quite nicely into what has come to the platform throughout April. As mentioned just a minute ago, we will come to a question and answers session at the end. So if you've got any questions, please pop them in the Q&A chat and I will do my best to get around to you. If I don't get back to you, I will give you a call after the session to make sure I answer any questions that you may have throughout. First things first, the Companies House updates that we've had. For those of you who have been here before, I think a month or two ago, I gave a big long list of all the planned Companies House maintenance that was upcoming. Just a quick reminder, if you didn't get a chance to note any of those dates down, the ones to be aware of over the next month or so are the 6th of May and the 20th of May. During the Companies House maintenance periods, you can expect delays and a bit of longer processing time to your filings through third-party software. If it's on those days, please be aware that that is normal. It's due to the maintenance that's happening at Companies House. But if you are ever unsure, please let us know and we will be able to guide you correctly on why it may be happening. We've also had an update from Companies House in relation to the way kind of mandatory fields are dealt with in relation to addresses. So for example, when your INO1s and ADO1s within CAS 360, you may sometimes see the country field is populated as undef, short for undefined. Companies House will be getting rid of that. Once we get a date, as you can see on screen, it's not yet been confirmed, but will be after the 1st of August this year. Once we get a final date, us at CAS will be able to help you with any addresses that may be on the system that look a little bit like that, how we're able to fix that and how we're able to change that. So it's just something to make you aware of. It's still very early days. If you've got any questions, let us know. We don't have too much more information on it at this point in time, but just to make you aware that this is something that's coming, and we will be able to help you with that as and when we get closer to that date. Again, as mentioned, we have a few status updates for some of the ongoing fixes and queries that have been raised to us. The first one is a comparison report fix, which is due out tomorrow. I'm sure a few of you will be glad to hear. You may have noticed that the comparison reports in the last couple of weeks, so for example, when you are comparing the data in your CAS 360 platform to the data on Companies House, there are some bits missing. There's a lot of discrepancies going on. It's maybe matching the wrong person to somebody else. It's getting a little bit confused, essentially not working in the way it should. Our team have been working hard to put a fix in for this, and it is scheduled to release in tomorrow's update. Shareholding displays, again, I know a few of you have raised this and we'll be happy to hear, will also be, fingers crossed, coming in tomorrow's scheduled release as well. This refers to specifically company summaries, the document produced alongside a CSO1 document. This has often been the case in the last couple of weeks whereby it's not showing as A, B, C, it's showing as maybe B, C, A, etc. It's occasionally throwing up share types where there are zero shares held against it. That's all going to be fixed in tomorrow's release as well, which is really good news. Accounts filing alerts. There was a little bit of confusion with this, I think, amongst a lot of our clients and a lot of our accountants in the sense that we done it over two release phases. So the first release, as you would all have seen, was to get the alert onto the system, to get it displaying on the dashboard, but it wasn't necessarily supporting the correct dates of when accounts filing was due. That has all been fixed. That was released earlier this month, towards the end of March, I believe it was. So that should all be up and running. All your dates should be correct. If you need any guidance or any support on how our accounts filing alerts work, please let me know. I'll be able to help you through it either on a one-to-one or share some additional articles and videos with you as well. But that's good news. That should all be up and running. All the dates should now be shown correctly. Company listing report. This one is still ongoing. We have a meeting with our product team next week where we should get a further update on a bit more of a timeline for this one. But this is in relation to company listing reports that are sometimes not pulling the correct data and occasionally showing a few blank spaces where they shouldn't be. That one's in the process. I should hopefully be getting an update on that next week. So by the time we reach our next webinar, I should be able to provide a bit more of a detailed timeline on when to expect a fix for that as well. Just before we get into some of the new features that have come over the month, I'll just give you 20 seconds or so to put any questions into the Q&A section, and then we can visit those at the end as well. Perfect. So, new releases. We have had a couple of really good releases this month. We kind of prioritize quality of these over quantity and making sure they work. As mentioned as well, with a few new registrants in here this month, there are a couple of releases that came towards the end of March. We visited them on our last webinar, but I would like to revisit those to kind of reinstate how they work. And a couple of them have had a very minor tweaks for this month as well to help improve them based on some of the feedback we've had from our clients like yourselves. So we really appreciate that. And I'll talk you through those as well as we go throughout each of these sections. The first one is your set of NM forms, as we're calling them, for changing a private company name. As you'll see on screen, there are four of these forms available, NM01, 02, 04, and 06. And same day lodgement is available for all of these, provided they are produced and attempted to file before 3 p.m. UK time. The certificate of registration for these name changes is automatically retrieved by CAS 360 and will be available to you within the platform once successful lodgement is complete. You won't need to worry about going and getting it. It will appear in your attachment section once all is filed successfully. As mentioned, there have been some minor tweaks to this as of this month. The validation for restricted or sensitive company names has been implemented into this. So you will get an alert for anything that may bounce back from Companies House in relation to a particular company name. How does this work? Hoping my videos work. There we are. So once you're on your CAS 360 dashboard, you will search for the company in question. As you'll see, I've gone for my webinar company here. You'll head to name registrations at the top, be able to add a name and select company name change. You then choose the change of name that your client has requested for you. And as you are entering it in here, what CAS 360 is doing is searching the Companies House database for availability of that name. Of course, if it's already taken, it will tell you, but you'll see here it is successful. You then choose your method of change and your resolution date, turn on the toggle to say it's been approved by the client, and click on Prepare Forms. Many of you would have seen this page already. As you'll see, it's produced us an NM01 on this occasion, which is all pre-populated, ready for us to file with Companies House. To produce the other forms, as mentioned, the 04, 06, I can't remember the other one we just touched on, I think it was the 02. It will depend on the type of change that you are doing. So where we selected from that drop down, that selected an NM01, but a different type of change will produce a different or the relevant form ready for us to file at Companies House. But the process for each of those remains exactly the same. Any questions on the NM forms, please put them in the Q&A and I will come to them at the end. We, this month specifically, brand new to the platform, have also made some major changes to the CHO1 and PSCO4 forms within CAS 360. As of a lot of you know, these forms have been in the software since we launched commercially in the UK, just a little over a year ago. But we are continuing to make improvements to these to encapsulate multiple different types of changes that may need this form to be filed at Companies House. As you'll see on here, a lot of these relate to kind of very specific changes. So for example, a name change due to a marriage or deed poll. We have had a few of you use it due to a marriage already. And a lot of the feedback you've provided has been really valuable to us. A lot of it's been really good, but there are a couple of improvements which we are looking at as well, and which should hopefully be with us very soon to keep improving this and making it even easier for you to use. Alongside the name changes, as you'll see on screen, it applies to changes of a country or state of residence. And a little bit more of a bizarre one is a change in nationality. I'm not sure how often all of your clients change nationalities, but that is an option, and it's actually the one I wanted to run you through today, just because it seems to me to be the most bizarre option out of the lot. Again, hopefully all my videos work that I recorded. But from your main dashboard, on this occasion, we will head to the multiple tab down the left-hand side on our toolkit, and we will select new change in the middle of the screen. What you'll see here is that you now have additional options under contact change for contact details and contact name. Contact name, you come in, you pick a contact, enter the new name, pretty straightforward. But on this occasion, we're going to go for contact details as it's ever so slightly different. You come in and you search for your contacts. Once you've selected contact details, I've gone for Kylie Minogue, and you'll see all the different options available for changes to be made. On this occasion, we're going to add or edit the nationality, and we'll choose that toggle that is relevant on the right-hand side. You see Kylie Minogue's in our software as British. That's obviously not correct. I believe she's Australian or New Zealand, one of the two. So we're going to search for Australia and change her nationality to Australian. Select the effective date and click proceed to move ahead with form production. Once you do click proceed, you will get a small pop-up letting you know which company names have been affected. So essentially where Kylie Minogue is a director or a PSC. You'll see in here all the forms that, all the companies that Kylie Minogue relates to or has a relationship with have produced forms for us to go and file with Companies House. You'll see this one at the bottom. She's a director and a PSC as well. So when we go into prepare forms, you'll see it's produced us a CHO1 and a PSCO4. It gives us an indication of the change that's taken place on the left-hand side, and we can come in and open up the forms that has been produced. As you'll see, pretty normal with CAS 360, it's already pre-populated, ready for us to go, but on this occasion you'll see that there's a change of nationality in there. Exactly the same applies to the PSCO4. The area to change a nationality has now been populated, ready for us to file with Companies House. From this point onwards, it remains exactly the same. You've got the option to download or send all, and then the process of lodging it with Companies House remains identical to all other documents within the platform. If you've got any questions on this one, please pop them in the chat and I will come to them at the end. Or if you'd like to run through any of that together, as I know it's brand new to the platform, let me know after the session and I'm more than happy to jump on a call and run through it with you. Again, something that's fairly new to the platform. I know this is something that we briefly ran through last month. It is the option to write smart emails within CAS 360. These are AI generated emails. They take information based on your chosen email template, the type of changes that are being made, and the documents that are produced. And they will write you a new email with the idea being a bit of variety, but also making them a lot easier for your clients to read and understand, depending on the different types of clients you have. So for example, you may have a standard template for some of your emails in CAS 360, but you may have one particular client who maybe needs it in a different format or displayed in a table to make it easier for them to understand. This is what this option is going to do for you. All of the smart emails can be amended. So if you produce a smart email and you don't like what it says, you can make a change to it there and then, and you can regenerate. It's not a one go round. Once you click the button again, it will reproduce the email for you. I'm sure a lot of you have used either ChatGPT or Claude. It's like saying rewrite it, rewrite it, rewrite it, and it will keep doing it until it finds something that you're happy with. Again, some of the benefits to this, or we're hoping are going to be benefits to you, is that it's going to save you a bit of time. Like I said, if you have a client specific email that you want to write that doesn't apply to other clients, it should save you a bit of time by writing it for you and make them a little bit more reader friendly for those specific types of clients as well. So what I wanted to do is just run into how this all works, and what you'll see, it flows in quite nicely with what is coming up next as well. So what we're going to do here is search for our company in question. As we open them up and head to our offices section, we are going to do a TMO1. We'll see that Billy Tate has resigned, and we're going to tick the box to approve that and prepare our forms as normal. You'll see all our forms have been produced. I'm kind of skipping the stage where we recommend you check all of the information in those is correct, and we're going to click send all because we're happy for this to go to the client. It's mapped out our forms, but what you'll notice is different is that we have the option to let Ronnie, which is a nickname for our founder, and is our AI piece, to write you a smart email. We're going to select write smart email. And what this will do, he may be on his lunch break, taking a little bit longer than usual, is map out the email based on the information that we've just plugged into CAS 360 for that termination of Billy Tate as a director. All being well, it says success. And as you scroll down, you'll start to see this email looks a little bit different to anything else on CAS 360. It's added a table in for us, and it maps out exactly which documents need to be signed and makes it a little bit easier for our current directors to understand. If you wanted it to rewrite that email, you would just scroll back to the top, select write smart email again, and the whole process would happen again, and you will get a new email. You can do it as many times as you like, or until you're happy with what it produces. And you can also make edits to that template once it's been produced as well. Again, if you've got any questions, pop them in the Q&A piece, and we'll move on to one of the final updates for today. I did promise you it wouldn't be too heavy a webinar, and we're well on track for giving you a bit of lunch break back as well. This is something that is, again, brand new to CAS 360. It flows quite nicely after showing you the smart emails feature. But this is, or was, part of our major 2026 roadmap, and is the first one to be released of that major roadmap. And I'm really pleased that we've been able to do it by Q2, which means that we can start focusing on the next one and get more and more of it out to you as the year progresses. As you see at the top of the screen, this is the scheduled send of emails feature. I'm really excited to show you this. I think a lot of you will make some really, really good use of this. But the idea of it really is that at the minute on CAS 360, once you produce a document and send it to your client or download, all you have to do it now. It has to be sent now or downloaded now. Otherwise, you're going to have to re-prepare that form. The idea of this is giving you the ability to produce something today, now, at 20 past 12 on Wednesday, and schedule it to send at 9 a.m. on Friday or 9 a.m. Monday morning. There are some preset times in there for you, such as Monday morning, tomorrow afternoon, or you can choose your own custom time for when you choose for something to be sent out. It's all managed within your pending outbox screen within the messages tab from the toolbar, and I will show you this in a short video in just a second. But as it says here, the idea really of this is to enable you to do all of your COSEC work in one session. For example, if you have 5 confirmation statements to do this week, one on Monday, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, and so on, instead of having to come in each day, you can come in on a Monday morning at 8:30, 9 o'clock, sit down for half an hour, produce everything ahead for the week, and schedule it to go out on the day that it needs to go out to the client. What we are really trying to achieve here, and it sounds a little bit crazy, but is for you to spend as little time as possible doing your COSEC work on CAS 360 to give you more time to go and do some of the more important and more exciting things in COSEC. I am going to run through this. I know it's completely brand new to the platform. It's quite a new concept to CAS 360 itself. So there are some help articles available on this. And again, if you do want a one-on-one or a call to run through this in some more detail, I'm more than happy to do that as well. Just let me know and I can share all that information with you. But without further ado, getting into it. This time we are starting on the confirmation statement screen, as I'm sure a lot of you have seen before, plenty of times. We've searched for our company, we've found this company here, and we're going to prepare the documents as normal. I'm sure you've all seen this screen a few times as well, so we'll skip through this bit. Again, your document production screen with all the documents produced for the confirmation statement. And again, we're going to go to send all. What you'll see here, you've got the option to write a smart email similar to what we've just had a look at. You scroll through the email that's been produced, and what you'll see, you not only have a send button now, but also an arrow pointing upwards next to it. The send button, when you click on it, it goes immediately, same as normal, there's no change there, it will map out straight to your client. But if you press the upwards pointing arrow, you'll see some of the options to schedule a send of an email. These are some of the preset ones: tomorrow morning, afternoon, Monday morning. It's all in British summertime at the moment, and that will change as and when our clocks change. I hope they don't, because I really enjoy summer. But you'll be able to go in here and set a custom time. So I think here I went for Monday morning at 9 a.m. You can edit the time to the specific minute if you wish, and then you can schedule the time and close this down. What that will do is map it all out. It's mapping who the email's going to. If you're using an e-sign partner, it's making a note of that. And it's moving it all to our pending outbox, which you'll see in a second, ready for us to manage and view from within there. That's all done. We can use our toolkit on the left-hand side of the screen and head to the messages section. You'll see a number of tabs at the top, but pending outbox is the one we need for this. And within here, you'll see the second one down. There's the company name. We've got a scheduled document email with some of the information in here about dates and times, as well as the template used. And over on the right hand side, we have the option to amend or edit the date and time that it's being sent out as well, either by clicking on the day and time in blue or selecting the three dots and edit on the right hand side. You'll get to the same screen. If you've incorrectly set a time or you'd like to change the date that it goes out, something changes, maybe they're on holiday, so you want to do it for when they get back, you can make that change from within the pending outbox screen and keep track of exactly what is going on when. But in a very brief overview, that is your scheduled send of emails. Hopefully, a lot of you can make some really good use of that. We are hoping that's going to be a really big thing for us. But again, if you've got any questions or would like to run through it for the first time on a virtual meeting or a screen share, please let me know and we're more than happy to do that for you. Again, I'll give you 20 seconds or so before I finalize this last screen and give you a bit of an update about what's coming. Amazing. No questions so far today. I hope that means I've done a really good job at covering everything. But if you do have any questions, please let me know afterwards. Um, this slide here, I just wanted to give you all a little brief update about what is happening with us in the UK, what you can expect over the next few weeks, and something you can hopefully look forward to as well. So, in terms of CAS 360, we are in the bit of a hiring drive at the moment in the UK. You should hopefully over the next few months see a few more faces join the team on the ground here in the UK. That does mean if you're sick of me or you don't like me, you will have a further option to move to someone else. I'm hoping nobody does that because I quite like you all, but you will have that option, and we'll see some more faces as well. We are also heading to Accountex in a couple of weeks. Our owner and founder who built CAS 360 back in the early 1980s is coming over from Melbourne to pay a visit as well. He will be on our stand at Accountex, so please come and say hello. You can ask him as crazy a question as you like, and he will be able to answer absolutely everything. But he is also doing his speech on CAS 360 and what is to come at Accountex as well. It's only 10 minutes long, so if you get the opportunity to go and have a look, please do. We do also have a further release coming to the platform scheduled for tomorrow morning. So roughly by the latest 9 or 10 a.m., you should be able to log out of your CAS and log back in, and you will get an option to refresh your screen, and it will give you an update of everything that's coming as well, for the opportunity for you to give it a read and see some of the help articles on the new pieces that have come to the platform. This will include a couple of the fixes I mentioned at the start of the session in our status updates for comparison reports, and the way shareholder information is displayed in a company summary document, which are going to be really good for us. But also what I know a lot of you have been asking for a lot. Hopefully, it shows that we're listening to you. Is a VS01 form should be coming to the platform tomorrow morning. That will allow you to submit your PSC verifications via a company's house document from within CAS 360. So for those of you who are using us for IDV or who just want to use us to submit that PSC verification form, that will now be available to you from within the software as well. So we're really looking forward to that. I know a lot of you have given us some feedback on that. But I think that covers everything from me today. I did promise you it would be a short one, quite an easy one to digest. We do have another webinar currently scheduled for next month, but be aware it may move times purely because we're at Accountex. So I'll do my best, but if not, that's why it's going to move times. But we will keep you all updated on that via email. Aside from that, I don't have any questions at the minute. I will wait for a moment. But if anybody's got any questions they'd like to ask, please do. If not, feel free to give me a ring or contact me after the session for anything you've seen today or for any other questions you might have, and I'll be more than happy to give you a hand. But other than that, thank you very much for joining, and thank you to those of you who are watching the recording. Hopefully, get the opportunity to speak to you all soon, and if not, hopefully see some of you at Accountex. Please come and say hello, and I can give you a big bag of goodies or rubbish. And that's a really good question. Details of the stand, when and where. The stand number I don't have off the top of my head, but I will find that and email it to you as soon as I can. In terms of timings, it will be at the Excel in London on the 13th and 14th of May. I believe it's a Wednesday and Thursday. It's on all day. I don't believe there's a cost to register, but if you can make it there and come and say hello, please do. We will be there. In terms of stand numbers, I will email that over to any of you who are interested so that you know exactly where we are because I know Accountex is quite big and there's a lot of stuff going on. But other than that, I think that's all the questions we've had at the minute. Again, as I said, I'll wait for 30 seconds or so. But other than that, thank you very much for attending and hopefully speak to a lot of you all soon.